My name is Sheryl Kingstone, and I'm the head of Customer Experience and Commerce at 451 Research, now part of S&P Global. And today we're going to talk about the data-driven experience economy. COVID has changed the way businesses are interacting with their customers. And it's so important to understand the impact of emotion. One of the things I've said is that emotion is the currency of the experience. So what does data play in that? Well, data can give you a lot of the insight that you need in real time because behaviors change during COVID. The data that we see at 451 Research is there's a new change in the way that we're interacting with businesses today. It's been very much the digital first. But the question will be, is it going to stay past COVID? So one of the research we did is all about understanding the differences between cutting edge, those that were digitally motivated prior to COVID, they're going to keep that up and they're going to remain and potentially increase their digital enablement and really engage with customers in that channel. Then there are the converts, the ones that actually started to engage with businesses newly during COVID, and that's going to change the way you're interacting with those customers. And then there are their conservatives, the ones that are actually going to go back to the way we did before. And so why is this so important? Is because the data about these customers are going to drive the way that you're going to interact with these customers, the way that we're going to engage with these customers, and we're going to want to tap into that state of emotion as the currency of experience. Data silos are really a barrier to implementing that customer 360 in this data-driven experience economy. It's interesting, when we look at the rampant number of data silos that are in industries today, large organizations have at least 11 plus silos of customer data. But even small organizations have 5, 6, or 7 silos of customer data. And why has this happened? It's because over the years, we've invested in multiple different applications, from CRM to manage operational data for sales, service, and marketing, or also master data management that's trying to get that single view of the customer, but it's really all about IT, trying to get that golden record. That's not going to work for marketing. Well, now we have what's going on with the DMP, which was all about ad tech side of it and more of subscription services, and then the CDP, which was all for marketing. And so what we really need is what's called a modern 360. I personally talk about it as a customer intelligence platform, and really what it's about is getting at that real-time modern customer 360. And it is able to reduce the silos. You're able to address a lot of those use cases that are really important in today's real-time decision making. For example, when we talk about optimizing the customer journey, we need to use real-time data across all of the customer journey, from marketing to sales to commerce to customer service. And so that's just one of those use cases. Now, if we dive down more into marketing, if we want to understand more about our existing customer and we want to go out and find more of that, that's like lookalike modeling, so that we can go out and generate and find new customers that are most like our profitable customers today. And then lastly, another great use case for real-time customer data and a modern 360 has to do with privacy concerns and regulatory compliance. Because we really do have to understand and know, one, where is all our customer data? What do we have on these customers? And then how are we going to operate all of these initiatives of real-time data in a privacy-centric way? Which data sets are really important to use to improve the overall customer experience? It's all about getting a handle on all the data within your organization. It's not just about one data set. It's about understanding all your first party, third party, second party data, that operational data, tying that to a lot of that unstructured data that's out there, whether that be in social media or a lot of the connected devices or the mobile devices, because it's about bringing in the online data and the offline data all together to understand that 360-degree view of the customer. And why that is so important, again, is because we're able to understand and connect in real time across all those use cases. And in order to do that, we have to look at a new approach and a new architecture. And that's where cloud comes into play, because cloud architectures can really operate in a hybrid environment. It's not like you're going to put everything up into the cloud, but you can use cloud to scale your resources, make sure that you're operating in real time at the edge. And that's what's so important. So again, it's not about one data set. It's about multiple data sets from that first-party customer profile through the inventory you need, for example, for retail to understand where is the inventory, how much do I have it in stock, and can I really service that customer curbside within the next 2 hours? All of these are going to demand multiple data sets to really understand and improve that overall customer experience. Digitally driven leaders are really operating on a different level compared to their digitally delayed counterparts. They're investing in customer intelligence platforms as a #1 initiative within their organization. They're putting in a unified platform. So 92% of digitally driven businesses are putting together a new platform to create contextually relevant experiences. And then the other thing they're doing is they're looking at real-time importance. So 83% of digitally driven organizations are really trying to operate in real time. And the way I look at this new platform is around a maturity model. So we take a look at the initial stage. That's where a lot more of your digitally delayed businesses are. They have more premise-based technologies. They aren't really operating in more of an automated fashion. They're relying on manual processes, as compared to your digitally driven organizations, which are really working at an optimized level across the entire stack. So for example, with the processes, they're able to have much more automated processes. With respect to data and content, they have a more modern 360. They're also taking advantages of the cloud and cloud architectures and the ability to operate in a hybrid world versus on-premise technology that a lot of digitally delayed organizations still have rampant within their own data centers. And then we have to take a look at new ways of interacting with the customers, and that's really driven off of algorithmic models. So we look at the adoption of AI and machine learning and the differences that digitally driven organizations are doing versus their delayed counterparts. Their delayed counterparts are actually nowhere with using machine learning and AI, as compared to digitally driven ones, which are really using multiple data models to improve the overall customer experience, which is really relevant when we talk about the action that you need to take to make sure that you're operating in real time across the customer journey. Let's face it, 451 Research has identified that there's a multi-billion-dollar catalyst opportunity for data-driven experiences. And why is this so important, and how do you achieve it? Well, it's really all about putting in a culture to drive change within your organization. And that means breaking down the silos between IT and line of business. IT is all about understanding that modern architecture, from machine learning to cloud to breaking down those data silos. And line of business really understands the use cases. They're really looking to understand the data and the analytics for business process improvements to improve the overall company decision making and to optimize the customer journey. And so that's where those use cases come into play. And in order to do this, we have to make sure that we're doing it with a modern approach that's embedded with privacy by design, and that we're able to operate in real time.